Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm working on a '07 Hyundai Entourage, and it's got a broken brake line. It's rusted. This is what it looks like. I tried cutting this end thinking I could patch it, but once I start cutting it, then the opposite end just fell apart. So now I got to take the line out, see if I could get a line from the dealer at a reasonable price, or if not, then I gotta put the whole thing back together, match the line up, use it as a template, and try to make a brand new line. And this is a 3/16 line, by the way. So for starters, I went ahead and removed the battery. I took out the battery, sits right here. I took out the battery. I removed the airbox, and I just have them off to the side, sitting on the engine. That's the top half, that's the bottom half, and that usually sits like so, right next to the battery, and then that's on top. So, and all these are 10mm bolts, both for the battery and for the 2 bolts that holds the airbox. 1, 2 right here. So I got to get to this line right here. Let's see if I could get my camera down in there. Right here is where I got to get to. Come on, focus. So I got to take that 10mm nut off that holds the line right here. I'll try to get a better shot, but it's 2 lines that goes to the rear. Comes directly from the ABS module. So I got to get that front one off, and there's one directly behind it. It's the same size. So from the bottom looking up, those are the 2 lines that have to be removed, and I'll try to point to them. Got one right here, and there's one directly behind it, and I just got to take this nut off, the smaller one, and once I back that out, that's a 10mm. Once I back both those out, the front and the rear one, then the line should come out, and from here I could compare it and either try to make a line or see if the dealer have one. And this is where it broke. It actually broke right here, right where the clip is that holds it. But I put a hose in it for now, just to prevent brake fluid from leaking all over the floor. But you could see where this is where it snapped off as I was cutting this part. Then here was all rusted and it snapped right out. So while I'm back here, I figure I'll just do both. I'll do this line also. So that's why I'm taking both lines off up front. And then once I take it off, I'm able to match up at least the first one. They're the same, they're pretty much the same shape. So I'll see if the dealer could match them up, and hopefully I could get a unit and just replace it. But if not, then I gotta get a new one, bend it to shape to match what the old one is, then cut it somewhere around here, and I'll do a fitting and join it. I'll try to do a double flare actually, That's the best way to do it, or compression fitting, but I'll probably do a double flare. So I'm gonna go try to take that line off now. So I'm using just a regular 10 mil. The best thing to use on this is a line wrench. And I cracked it earlier, so let's see if it's still gonna turn. Okay, yeah, I got it loose from earlier. And at this point, it's just to determine the best angle to get to it. I'm trying to get it on camera, so I'm kind of at an awkward angle right now. Oh, now I gotta fish it out from the back. Which most times is actually not as easy as it sounds. Gotta twist and bend. Okay. So I got that one out. I'm just gonna try to loosen the other line. Okay. Here we go. I'm still at a crazy angle, so this might take some time. Oh, got it on. Okay, so yeah, I got this one cracked. Yep, that one's cracked, so from here is just to back it out. So yeah, I think from here I'll take both of them off. Actually, I'll head to the dealer first just to see if they have the line and how far back it goes. If they don't, then I gotta buy some line and match it up with these, cut them, and just remake a line. And this is what the line looks like. This is the piece that broke before, and then this is the piece I just took off. Now if I can't get this as a pre-bent unit, and you can see the rust right here, so that was gonna fail next. It failed right here and here, so at these 2 points. But if I have to make a line, instead of me guessing the thread pattern and all that, what I'll do is I'll cut this, take this nut off, and I'll do another double flare, which in AutoZone I could get the tool to rent to do the double flare. And I'll put this nut back on, flare the new line, and then start tracing this, bending it. They have pliers for that, pipe bending tool, but I'll see if I could get one to rent. I'll rent it. Harbor Freight is close to me, so if they got a cheap one, or AutoZone, I'll probably pick that up. But if not, another way to bend lines is by using a socket. And the way you could do that is you get a socket, you measure your new line, and where you gotta do a curve, you put it on your socket like that, or you go by the old line and you find the socket that closely matches it. I would have to get a smaller one for this bend, but let's go right here. Okay, this one is not bad. So if I gotta bend it right here, I'll get a socket that closely matches this old line, and then I'll put the new line and bend it, and that's what'll give me a nice clean bend. Same thing here, bend it little by little. You hold this in the position it needs to be, and you match up the new bend that you're doing with this old one. And once you get it close, it's never going to be 100% unless it's factory done. But once you get it close, you could always manipulate it by straightening it out, bend it a little more until you get it to fit on the vehicle. So I gotta run to the store, see if I could get it from the dealer. If not, then I gotta buy lines and try to bend it. Okay, so I was actually unable to get the line pre-bent from the dealer, so I had to buy a new line and try to form that, and this is what I have so far. So what I did, I used some zip ties and I just bent the line so far, zip tied off as I go along, try to get it as close as I can. And this is, I've never used this one before, but it's actually copper nickel. So this is, see if I could get it to focus here. Well, on the label it says easy bending, never rust, and the size that I needed was 3/16. So it's very easy to bend. You could do all of that by hand versus the bending the steel line. So far, like I said, this is what I have. Pretty close. So I'm just gonna keep forming it, loop that around, and like I said, it's very easy to bend, so you could bend this by hand and then, you know, just let it take shape. See, it's bending very easy. So I'll just go ahead, keep doing that, and I'll show the finished product. So pretty much this is the best I got it. And all this was bent by hand, no special tool. This pipe is this line is actually easy to bend by hand. And then I have the other part that goes like so. So I'm just gonna test fit that again, and once that works, then I could splice it into the other line. Okay, so this is after bending the lines, putting in the double flare in these connectors. All this, the new line right here. I just have to put them back in the wire clamps or use some zip ties, but for the most part, that's what it looks like. I've already tested it, no leaks. Had minor leaks, but I just had to tighten on them a little bit more. And that's right by the driver door. Now I'll head over to the front so you guys can see what that looks like. Okay, so it's the front. That's where both new lines are. Curve down and they go under. And so far I've pumped the brakes, filled the reservoir, pumped the brakes a few times. No leaks. Hopefully that's it. I'll bleed it and then from there should be good to go. And as you could see, both rear lines were all rusted. You can see that one where it broke. And that's the other line. Snapped right into. So now we got brand new lines. And like I said, just to bleed it, I've already put fluid in the reservoir, pumped it quite a few times. Had some minor leaks, just had to tighten down on some of the fasteners. But tried it again and no leaks. And again, this is the line that I used, called copper nickel. And this is very easy to bend. You need no tools to bend this line. And it's supposedly supposed to be as strong as steel and does not rust. So this should be a lifetime line. And the double flaring tool, I rented this one from AutoZone. And that's the part number. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.